Hurricane Helene, a Category 4 storm, slammed into the southwestern United States. It left a trail of devastation in its wake. Homes were reduced to rubble. Businesses were destroyed. Lives were forever changed. The storm's fury was unprecedented, catching many off guard. The once familiar landscape was now unrecognizable. Fallen trees blocked roads, making them impassable. Floodwaters surged through streets, carrying debris and swallowing cars. The air was thick with the smell of damp earth and the stench of destruction. The storm's impact was immediate and catastrophic. Power lines snapped, plunging the region into darkness. Communication networks went down, isolating communities. Hospitals and emergency services were overwhelmed, struggling to cope with the influx of injured and displaced residents. The situation was dire, a stark reminder of nature's raw power. As the storm moved on, a sense of disbelief and shock settled over the region. The true extent of the damage was only beginning to emerge. The long and arduous task of recovery lay ahead, a challenge that would test the resilience and spirit of the affected communities. Asheville, a city nestled in the Blue Ridge Mountains, found itself at the mercy of Helene's fury. The French Broad River, a lifeline for the city, overflowed its banks, transforming streets into raging torrents. The flooding was particularly severe in the River Arts District, known for its vibrant art scene and historic buildings. Major routes into and out of the city were rendered impassable. Landslides blocked highways, cutting off access to essential supplies and aid. The city's water supply system suffered critical damage, leaving thousands without access to clean water. The situation was becoming increasingly desperate, with residents facing shortages of food, water, and basic necessities. Emergency responders worked tirelessly to reach stranded residents and clear debris. But the scale of the devastation was overwhelming. Roads were littered with downed trees, power lines, and debris, making navigation treacherous. The city was in a state of paralysis, its lifeline to the outside world severed.
Our own Robert Ray is on the ground in Asheville, bearing witness to the aftermath of Hurricane Helene. He describes scenes of utter devastation, with homes ripped apart and businesses reduced to piles of rubble. The air is heavy with the smell of damp wood and the sound of generators humming in the distance. The stories I'm hearing here are heartbreaking, reports Ray. People have lost everything: their homes, their belongings, their livelihoods. But amidst the despair, there's also an incredible sense of community. Neighbors are helping neighbors, sharing what little food and water they have.
Ray spoke to one resident, a young mother named Sarah, who rode out the storm with her 2 young children. It was terrifying, Sarah recounted, her voice trembling. The water just kept rising. We thought we were going to drown.
Sarah and her children were eventually rescued by boat and taken to a local shelter. They are safe, but their home is destroyed. Like so many others in Asheville, they are left to pick up the pieces and rebuild their lives.
Section 4. The Grim Toll, Loss, and Hope in the Carolinas. As of this report, the death toll from Hurricane Helene has surpassed 120, with the majority of fatalities occurring in North Carolina. Search and rescue teams are still combing through the wreckage, and officials fear the number of casualties could rise. Hospitals are overwhelmed with patients suffering from storm-related injuries, including lacerations, broken bones, and hypothermia. The shortage of clean water and sanitation facilities has raised concerns about the potential spread of waterborne illnesses. Despite the grim circumstances, stories of hope and resilience are emerging. Across the Carolinas, communities are coming together to support one another. Volunteers are flocking to affected areas, offering their time, skills, and resources. Utility crews are working around the clock to restore power and communication lines. The National Guard has been deployed to assist with search and rescue efforts, distribute aid, and maintain order. The outpouring of support is a testament to the human spirit's ability to find strength in the face of adversity. Section 5. The long road back: rebuilding lives and cities. The immediate crisis may be over, but the long and arduous task of recovery is just beginning. Rebuilding shattered infrastructure, restoring essential services, and addressing the emotional and psychological scars of the disaster will take months, if not years. The Federal Emergency Management Agency, or FEMA, has begun providing assistance to those affected by the hurricane, including temporary housing, financial aid, and counseling services. But the needs are immense, and the road to recovery will be long and challenging. The economic impact of Hurricane Helene is expected to be significant. Businesses have been destroyed, crops have been wiped out, and tourism, a vital industry in the region, has come to a standstill. The cost of rebuilding is estimated to be in the billions of dollars. The long-term environmental impact of the hurricane is also a concern. The flooding has caused widespread erosion, contaminated water sources, and damaged wildlife habitats. The full extent of the environmental damage may not be known for some time. Section 6. The Indomitable Spirit, Finding Strength in Adversity. Hurricane. Helene has tested the limits of human endurance, leaving behind a trail of destruction and heartbreak. But amidst the ruins, there are also stories of extraordinary resilience, compassion, and hope. Communities have rallied together, offering support, comfort, and a helping hand to those in need. First responders and volunteers have worked tirelessly, putting their own lives at risk to save others. And from the ashes of this disaster, a renewed sense of community and a determination to rebuild have emerged. The road to recovery will be long and arduous, but the people of the Carolinas have shown that they are up to the challenge. They have faced adversity with courage, resilience, and an unwavering belief in the human spirit's ability to overcome even the most daunting of obstacles. The lessons learned from Hurricane Helene will undoubtedly shape the region for years to come. It has served as a stark reminder of the power of nature and the importance of preparedness. But most importantly, it has highlighted the unbreakable spirit of humanity, the capacity for compassion in the face of suffering, and the enduring hope that even in the darkest of times, a brighter tomorrow awaits.